Everyone, I'm now calling this meeting to order. Please stand with us. We'll be led in prayer by Alderman Gallagher. Please remain standing after that for the Pledge of Allegiance. That will be led by Alderman at Large George Payne.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here, Lord. Lord, we ask for your wisdom in making decisions tonight. Lord, I just want to pray for our nation, that we would have complete and fair elections, Lord, and that we would love our neighbor no matter what the outcome is. These things we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First on the agenda this evening is the approval of minutes for the October 22nd, 2024 meeting.
So moved. Second.
We got a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on the agenda is approval of a municipal questionnaire. City Attorney, Mr. Nick Manley.
This is a municipal questionnaire that's required every year as part of the year-end audit. It has been completed. We are with the city information that includes compliance with the law. So tonight, you just need approval of the questionnaire for the mayor and city clerk to sign, and it can be put in our minutes as reflected by tonight's vote.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Payne. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on the agenda is a contract with our Parks Department and Argo Entertainment.
This is the same contract we've had the last couple of years with Argo. It's been revised somewhat to reflect some identification language on behalf of Argo to the city for the fireworks show and the copyright issues that may be out there. Tonight, though, just need approval for the mayor to sign this. The amount of the contract is $32,500, and there'll be sponsorships that Argo will bring in as well for the event that is on July 4th. So just tonight, approval for the contract and for signature of the contract.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Gallagher, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is a police contract with Novatech.
This contract is just for the purchase of the copier for the new East Precinct. It's the same contracts we've had with Novatech with other property or other copiers within the city. It does have a service addendum to it, noting that Mississippi law will apply and that the city is a governmental entity. So that is part of the addendum to the contract. So tonight, need authorization for the mayor or chief vicars to sign this contract and addendum.
I'll make the motion, Mayor. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Hoots. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is a fire department affiliation agreement with DeSoto County Career and Technology Center West.
Yeah, this affiliation agreement is the same agreement that we've used in the past with the DeSoto County Career and Technology Center. It allows for a clinical program with the Southaven Fire Department and EMS so that the students can obtain basically the clinical and practical experience for the EMS field. So tonight, and it does have the HIPAA language along with the requirements of the students and the police or the fire department. So tonight we need authorization for Chief Skagans to sign this contract as presented. It's been signed by the DeSoto County Career Technology Center as well, and it also helps identify people who may be interested in EMS career for the Southaven Fire Department.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on the agenda is an audit engagement letter with Gerald Group.
This is for the FY24 audit. Going ahead and get the engagement letter for the audit that will begin over the next couple of weeks for this year's books. the Gerald Group has worked this year with Andrew Glad, so they've got their working relationship or work well together in their relationship. Tonight, the approval for the audit letter, the audit engagement is recommended by her, and the amount is $45,000, and the approval is needed for the mayor and Andrew Glad to sign as part of the approval.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Kelly. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoot.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is a resolution to surplus the firearm of Southaven Police Officer Kevin Sanders. If I may, Chief Vickers provided me with some information, so before we do this, just a little bit about Kevin's career with us. Kevin Sanders has worked for the police department since August of 1999. His career included working in the patrol division from 99 to 2005. From 2005 to 12, he worked as a canine handler. He worked in the fugitive division for a year before transferring to the intelligence and analyst position in 13, where he not only provided intelligence information to all divisions, but also managed our records management system, our license plate reader systems, our MDOT camera systems, completed expungements, compiled our yearly statistics, and ensured we were compliant with state and federal crime statistics reporting. Kevin was also a member of the SWAT team from 2002 to 2012, where he was an entry team member as well as a sniper. Kevin Sanders is a well-respected and integral part of our team whose depth of loyalty and dedication are without question. He will be greatly missed, but has made an indelible mark on our department through innovative processes and work ethic that have helped safeguard and strengthen our professional image. So we want to make a motion to give his handgun as a retirement gift. Is there a motion to do that, please?
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion?
You know, he's been around since he's been a kid. I mean,
It's a long time.
yeah.
Well, he's valuable. He's going to be missed. He sure is.
Well deserved.
Yeah. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Congratulations. Thank you, Kevin Sanders. Okay, next on our agenda is agreement with Colonial Hills Church for a polling location.
Yeah, this agreement with Colonial Hills Church is for the polling location that used to be the DeSoto County Tax Collector's Office at 8525 Highway 51. This will be for city elections. So this that the Ward 2 polling place will be in the same location that it currently is. It's just the new owner of that building, or the new owner of the I guess the parcel of that building or space in that building at 8525 Highway 51. So they have signed the agreement. I think they expect to take over the building in the next couple of months, but that'll give us plenty of time to get ready for the elections for next year for Ward 2. That's in that same location, which also help prevent any voter confusion by keeping it in the same place. So tonight, need authorization for the mayor to sign this agreement with Colonial Hills for the use of their facility for the elections, for city elections for next year.
Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Payne. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Next on our agenda is a Parks Department contract with Pepsi beverage sales.
Yeah, just give you a brief overview on the contract, and Wes can give you some information regarding the comparison between Pepsi and other vendors that were looked at. The contract is with Pepsi for 10 years, and so they'll provide the city $20,000 per year, provided the city purchases the threshold of Pepsi products, which will then be resold at city events in the city parks, at the volleyball games, tennis, and baseball, and other events for the city parks. In addition, Pepsi will sponsor Springfest for $1,000 a year, and they agree to provide $750 worth of beverages at no cost to the city. This contract's allowed based off of 3171E, which doesn't require us to go get bids, but we did anyway, simply because it's for resale, and so when you have a resale, it's not required to seek proposals. And then also This allowed under our local and our local and private bill for parks and tourism. So tonight, the contract's being presented for approval. That's currently our same vendor that we're using now, and there's been a couple revisions to the contract they have agreed to, and that will put the contract in compliance with Mississippi law. And Wes can give you some background if you need it regarding any comparisons between other vendors that were looked at as well. So I don't know if he's here or not, but oh yeah, he's here. So and he may not want to hear that or not, but I just didn't know.
Mayor, I'll make that motion. Second.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoot, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hood.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is a resolution for Police Department sole source.
Yeah, this resolution for the sole source is for the Shield 15 speed data collector sign by All Traffic Solutions. This same purchase has been approved in the past, but since we're doing a separate purchase from what's previously been approved, we want to go ahead and get this approved in the minutes as well from the sole source. This particular sign has the 2 lithium batteries that power the unit for 7 to 14 days, which is important for the power source, that they are the only entity that provides that type of power source. And it allows for the police department not to have to use personnel at certain locations. They can use this, I guess, data collector, speed data collector, as part of collection of data and for speeding. The purchase is an amount of $5,494, so it's just above the $5,000 threshold. But since it is above the $5,000 threshold, that requires 2 quotes. We did need to go ahead and get sole source approval based on the sole source letter and the need for them being the only entity that provides exactly what's needed by our police department.
Chief, is this the same device that we had on Elmore?
Yes.
I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Jerome, second by Alderman Flores. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hood.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is a resolution to clean private property.
Mr. Mayor, move we adopt a resolution granting authority to clean private property as presented on this date.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Kelly. Is there any discussion among the board? Hearing none, is there anyone in the audience who has a financial interest in any of the properties who would like to speak? Hearing or seeing none, roll call please.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hood.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is our planning agenda. Ms. Whitney Cook.
Yes, so our first application is for a conditional use permit to allow a hair braiding establishment at 9017 Mill Branch Road. If you'll recall, a few months back, we used to have the half-mile radius rule that allowed for one within that radius and any others to come in to be denied. We have since increased that to 2. That being said, we did a window survey. There was one already in place, but there was not a second one. Therefore, this does comply, and it was voted unanimously in favor of by the Planning Commission for a conditional use of a 1 year with a 4-year extension pending compliance.
Where's the other one located at?
It is right down State Line Road, Bama Braids, almost to 51.
Mayor, I'll make that motion. We approve item number 1 on the planning agenda.
Second.
On item 1, we have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Kelly. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hood.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries.
Our second application is to take 13.14 acres of property currently zoned C4 along the Goodman Road portion of it. As you go north into the deep, narrow lot right there, it is currently zoned R9. It was zoned to R9 as part of the overall Greenbrook plan back in the 80s and the 70s. We don't normally allow for R9 zoning anymore. It's kind of a retroactive zoning that we have. The application is requesting to take that C4 zoning and the R9 zoning and merge it into a PUD. To do that, the portion that is seen as C4, they have taken all but 4 uses off of that property, which is a benefit because C4 is our most allowable use zoning district. They want to keep it as office. They did request to do beauty and barber salons. We did reject that and put that under the conditional uses as per the requirements of the overall zoning. And they did ask for the indoor climate control, which is already allowed. Under the 8.48 acres, that would be on the north end of the property. It would have access only to Fairmont Place via an easement, which would let them drop into Greenbrook subdivision as opposed to going down to the commercial area and dropping down into the Goodman Road area. The current zoning of R9 allows for 9,000 square foot lots, which is what they mimicked in the plan. We did look at the minimum square footages of the surrounding homes, Greenbrook having a minimum somewhere around 1,100 square feet, Flower Creek having 1,700 and 1,800 square feet. They hit the middle with 1,400 square feet, which is kind of breaking the average down for that area. Some of the things that were brought up with the Planning Commission was, one, they wanted to ensure in the covenants that all the properties were owner occupied. They did agree to that. They also agreed to a 50-foot, what we call a no disturb line around the back of the property lines, because if you look at it, if you could actually narrow in on the aerial photos, there's a lot of existing trees. The other option was to take the trees down and put a fence up. We talked to a lot of the Flower Creek people, obviously the Greenbrook people, and it was just more beneficial to leave the tree line there. So with a no disturb line, that means that they cannot go take those trees down and build something in there. All they can do is build a fence. Otherwise than that, they're agreeing to never altering the state of that property area. So that was agreed upon. They also requested no parking on the roads. It's just a single cove. They requested to have a minimum of 5 elevations that can only be used a handful of times. It's only 30 lots. So they wanted to make sure that it wasn't a repetitive look. So they did submit several elevations to us. Some were kicked out, some were approved. But essentially what you got was some close up to the road, front porches. They're in your package. Additionally, they asked for fines and kind of a breakdown of how liens and fines for non-compliance of the covenants would come into play. They did agree to that. They also added in that they wanted all fencing to be treated cedar. So they did agree to that as well. It was tabled at the original one to gain access to the information that was requested. Once that information came in the October hearing, they did approve it with those details along with other things that are a little bit more minor, and you may or may not want to know about them, but downspouts. They didn't want them on the front elevation. They wanted them added to the sides, things like that. But the applicants did agree to all of that. The next item, and I'll jump ahead a little bit, but the next item was a subdivision application to kind of revise that subdivision. What we decided to do to give a little bit more teeth to this PUD is, instead of taking the design that they produced with the PUD text showing the lots and the 9,000 square foot lots and having 30 lots or whatever, we're going to make them come back and submit that on its own. So what we want to do is approve the PUD with the acknowledgement that the lots can be a minimum of 9,000 square feet. They have the 1,400 square foot minimum, which from my understanding, the person that's looking to build here will probably go into the market of around 1,600 to 1,800, but the minimum will be set for 1,400. And then we would obviously reduce the commercial uses on the property and add those comments that were submitted by the Planning Commission.
We need the buffer zone.
Yes, sir.
The property line of the lot, will it actually go to the property line of like the house on Greenbrook?
It will actually touch the adjacent fences.
But the 50 feet will start
be
from that line?
from that line
back
up.
toward the house?
Correct.
Who enforces that?
That will be enforced by, well, we could actually enforce it being on the plat and in the PUD text, but it can further be enforced by the covenants and the HOA.
Yeah, honestly, that's my only concern.
Mm-hmm.
I like that buffer zone, and the few people I've talked to, they like the buffer zone.
Yes, we
So,
talked to some people that were in the audience. Their concerns were obviously that they did not want a fence. They wanted that buffer line, and they had some concerns about drainage.
Sure.
The drainage is already in a public easement. We're addressing that separate from this. So after those two items were addressed, they were fine.
Okay.
And like I said, in your package, I mean, I know we're just on the aerial, but your elevations are in there, as well as kind of the mix of, you have the covenants set in there. We now require them to submit the covenants with us, so we can review those. But you have all that in there. They are required to give us one more elevation, but I think you'll find that the elevations are different. So that is the portion right there that we have requested in the following agenda item to remove and just leave it as a blank palette right now and have them come back.
What the price point would be for some of these?
You know,
I know that's
it's
kind
going to
of
be a guess at this point. I mean, you're probably looking, if it's the style that we're showing,
Right.
And the criteria there, I mean, you're in the high 200s, maybe low 300s, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
And the only access is off of Fairmont.
It will be off Fairmont Place, and the church has been purchased. I don't want to get everybody excited, but the church that's been a code enforcement issue for a long time has been purchased. And there is an easement currently on there that we will honor to get access directly onto Fairmont Place, so you don't have a mixture of the residential and the commercial traffic all trying to drop on Goodman Road. So this actually, what the zoning is now and what it will allow by right now versus what the PUD shows now, this is much more beneficial all the way around.
And that house that sits right there where the drive is has already been purchased?
The church has been purchased, so the house is aware of what it is. He was just glad that this was not gonna be an office complex or commercial
Okay.
property. So everybody has been given proper notice via the newspaper as well as the public hearing sign, so.
Everybody in that cove?
Mhm.
Okay.
And like I said, at this point, the subdivision will come back to us. So
Okay.
seeing that there, that's conceptually what it could be now, but we're going to leave that as a blank 8-acre pallet with just an easement to Fairmont Place, so they'll be required to come back and reiterate it all to us again.
Okay.
Is there a motion to approve item 2 on the planning
Mayor,
agenda?
I'll make that motion to approve item 2 on the planning agenda.
We'll just need to have a hearing, see anybody's here to speak on it. since it is
Oh, okay.
zone.
I'm sorry.
Your motion, you make a motion
I'll
to
second.
open the hearing? Okay,
I'll
so,
second it.
well, as our attorney's telling us, since it is a rezoning, we do have to open a public hearing so anyone in the audience can speak. So we have a motion to do that by Alderman Jerome, second by Alderman Payne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. The public hearing is open. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak about the rezoning of this property? Anyone want to speak about the rezoning of this property? Okay, no one wants to speak. Is there a motion to close the hearing? By
Second.
Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Jerome. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. And now is there a motion to approve item 2?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve item 2 by Alderman Jerome, second by Alderman Hoots. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries.
And just to follow up, the item number 3 again is the subdivision application for this. So currently, it's called the Angel Commercial Subdivision. This acreage is encompassed as one giant lot, as we talked about. What they are requesting to do is to do lot 2A and 2B, and then have lot 2 in and of itself to the north. Well, what we requested them to do is keep lot 2A and 2B, which are the 2 commercial lots on the south end by Goodman Road, and then to leave this as lot 3, just one large lot. So instead of seeing the 30 lots there in the common open space and the dog park and all that, this is a blank pallet with an easement going out to Fairmont Place. So we approved it with the acknowledgement that it would be 8.18 acre residential lot on the north end with an easement.
I'll make that motion to approve item number 3 on the planning agenda as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Jerome on item 3, second by Alderman Hoots. Is there any discussion?
Explain that one more time.
Okay, so under the PUD, you can do a conceptual design like this. So you see right there, you have a cove coming down, you have the lots, you have the open space at the south end. The people that are doing the overall PUD are not going to be the builders. So to ensure that we get the elevations and the square footages and the no parking and the no disturb lines put in there correctly, we want the builder, when it's time that they sell the property to do the residential portion of it, we want them to come back to Planning Commission and to this board just to reiterate that they're meeting and going above and beyond the expectations that were put in the PUD. So it's just an extra safety net for us. So again, what you see there, just take all the interior lines out and pretend like that's just one big, large 8.18 acre lot. It'll be a blank canvas until they come back to us.
I was more concerned about the commercial.
Yeah. Well, that will be commercial.
Right.
And I will say the commercial's already commercial. All they've done is taken it and separated it out from the residential portion and made it to where you couldn't cross access, which is a great benefit, and then significantly reduced the number of commercial uses that could go on that property. So all around, it was more beneficial to us.
All right, thank you.
Any other discussion on item 3? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you. Next on our agenda is our mayor's report. Just updating everyone, recently the Mississippi Tourism Association named the Bank Plus Amphitheater the tourism venue of the year for the state of Mississippi. So that's kind of a big deal. You can think of all the different places in Mississippi where there are tourism venues, and for us to win that award is a big deal. Again, I commend the board for in 2021 for making the decision to invest $12 million. We knew that our venue had become stale. The cost of artists had increased in price so much that we had to have more permanent seating to make the deal work, because they required guaranteed amount of money before we could sign them to play. And so with having the grassy yard without the seats, that put us at a disadvantage. So adding the seats, now we're over 10,000 permanent seats in the facility, and that's put us where we need to be, and we have one of the nicest venues in the United States. So again, I thank the board for that good decision, and congrats to all of us for our venue. Veterans Day luncheon coming up. Is it already November? Wow, it's November. Christy Faulkner's been working hard on as she always does, on our Veterans Day luncheon. So Monday, which is Veterans Day, November 11 at 11 a.m. at the Community Safe Room is when we'll have the luncheon. The luncheon is free, but we do need reservations. So you call Christy's office to reserve a place there. So looking forward to honoring our veterans on Veterans Day. On Veterans Day. And that's all I have this evening, so we'll move on. Next on our agenda is our personnel docket.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the personnel docket as presented on this date.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Jerome. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is our city attorney's legal update. Mr. Nick Manley again.
Just have one quick item that came up this afternoon. It's the, as you recall, we have a contract, a master contract with Quality Landscape for the landscaping around the city. This quote for the Getwell Road medians had to be revised. That was from what was previously approved due to this type of plant that has to be used, since they can't be taller than a certain height. So tonight we need authorization for Whitney Cook to sign the landscape quote for wood quality, which is somewhat increased or slightly increased to $136,176 and 50 cents. That money is in the budget for the project, but is needed to be signed as a task order pursuant to the master contract with Quality Landscaping.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Wheeler. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. Okay, next on our agenda is our utilities billing leak adjustment docket.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the utility bill leak adjustment docket as presented on this date.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Kelly. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
And that motion carries. Next on our agenda are claims dockets.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the claims docket. Are there two?
There's one, I'm sorry, one docket.
That we approve the claims docket in the amount of $4,378,656.03, including demand checks.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Payne, second by Alderman Flores. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Alderman Payne.
Yes.
Alderman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman Hoots.
Yes.
Alderman Jerome.
Yes.
Alderman Gallagher.
Yes.
Alderman Wheeler.
Yes.
Alderman Flores.
Yes.
That motion carries. Next on our agenda is the purpose of determining the need for executive session.
I'll make that motion. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Gallagher, second by Alderman Wheeler. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. The needs this evening are litigation against our police department and city in general, economic development within the city, and interdepartmental personnel with no action. Is there now a motion to declare executive session?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Hoots, second by Alderman Jerome. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say no. Ayes have it, motion carries. The mayor and board will now enter executive session.